Hello, hi everybody. Colleen here with Couture. Coming in doing a really quick Thanksgiving project tonight. I know it's actually kind of late, but I just wanted to come in and do this. It's going to be super quick, and I haven't done a Thanksgiving project, and I kind of have been wanting to, and I don't currently have any of the brand new Thanksgiving products that we have out, but I pulled this one from my stash from last year, which I love this one. It's Gather Here with Grateful Hearts, and then I borrowed the and symbol, which I love this symbol. This was from the project that I did last night, the Merry and Bright, so I just borrowed the and symbol from that transfer set. And I'm going to use that in addition to make it go Gather Here with Grateful Hearts and Give Thanks. And I have all these amazing fall colors here. We've got, this is actually magenta, we've got mocha, we've got orange, and school bus yellow. These are our old 2-ounce chalk pastes. I'm doing a lot of projects with our old pastes. Number one, because I have them, and number two, I want to make way for some of the brand new chalk paste that I hope to be getting very, very soon. And what I plan on doing is using the designer dollars that I get whenever I purchase a certain amount of inventory, or if I have a certain amount of personal volume for the month. You get $20 for every 200 that you spend or earn from customers. So that's a way to purchase inventory, because it's a $20 Couture credit. So that's one of the great perks about being a designer with Couture. So I plan on restocking some of my personal inventory with the brand new chalks, and the reason that I want to do that is because I want to show them off. So that's just one great thing about being a designer with Couture, one of very many. This transfer, as I said, it was from last year, and it has been loved pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So it's still got a little sticky, and it should be fine for this project tonight, because I'm using it on a chalkboard, so I don't think I'm going to have any problems. As you can see, it's sticking just fine. And like I said, I have used this transfer many times. I did, since it is a transfer that I have used, I did label the back of it. So with a B for the smaller pieces or back on the back of it. And the reason that we do that is because these transfers are silkscreen. They are reusable. We guarantee between 8 and 10 uses out of each transfer. However, that being said, you can get a lot more transfers if you take care of them and you clean them as you should, which is, cleaning is pretty simple. Usually after I put my chalk on here, I have a tray of water right next to me. I put my transfer right into the tray of water, cleans off the chalk paste, and then the final step is to use a disinfectant wipe just to get all the chalk paste out of the silkscreen area. I do that front and back, let it dry, and then return it to its carrier sheet. That's why we label them, because this side of the carrier sheet is shiny. That's where you want the sticky transfer to go. You don't want to put it on the paper side, which is the back, because then it's going to stick and not come off, right? So I thought that what we would do is I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do Gather in orange, just because that'll pop. And then I'll do Here with Grateful Hearts in the school bus yellow, mocha for the and then our magenta for Give Thanks. So I run really fall colors, and we have very comparable colors to what I'm using now in our new line of chalk paste. So not to worry, you'll get very similar colors in our new 3-ounce jars. So I'm just taking a little bit of the chalk paste and putting it on my squeegee, and for here I'm just going to do the Gather in the orange, and then I'm going to have my other squeegee ready to go in yellow, so that, oops, yes, I said yellow for the rest, and then that way I can just grab that and go. So all that we're doing is just covering the silkscreen area. I'm just trying to be careful because the G does get a little close to the second part of this transfer, so I just took my time right there. All that we are doing is literally just covering the silkscreen area with the chalk, making sure that we're not having any lines or bumps or anything like that. as we go over our second time, and we're just taking, and I'm putting all of that excess, I did put a lot on my squeegee, all that excess right back into our jar. Put my squeegee in my tray of water because we can clean that off and use these multiple times. And then I'm coming in here and I'm going to be kind of quick because I don't want the chalk paste to dry on my transfer, because what will happen is when you pull your transfer up, you're going to pull your chalk paste up right with it if it dries on there. So we're just going to work kind of quickly, making sure that we covered all that and all the excess back into our jar. And then we reveal, and you can see the orange is already starting to dry. Let's just make sure, hopefully it didn't dry too. Yep, we're good. Now, here's the thing, if it does start to dry on your transfer, there's two things that you can do. You can put a wet paper towel on top and just tap, 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 just to reactivate the chalk before you remove the transfer. That's one way. The other way is I could have done gather and pulled back my transfer till it came up to here, and then that way, and then just dried off the gather and then laid it back down over top of where it was already dry, and then continued on with here with Grateful Hearts. But doesn't that look pretty? It just pops on this chalkboard. So what I'm going to do is, so that I can avoid my chalk paste drying out, I am going to actually cover these really quickly. Our 2-ounce jars, which we don't carry anymore, had these little plastic lids. Now our jars, 3-ounce jars, actually have the protective inside the cap, so that's what preserves your chalk paste from drying out. Just also another helpful hint is to not use wooden stirrers with your chalk paste, because that will also dry it out as well. So what we have now is Couture actually came out with this awesome new multi-tool, which is great for getting in there to stir your paste, because you want to make sure it has that nice that yogurty consistency. And then you've got this handy little tool in the back here that you can get into little spaces. So I could have just used that for right here if I wanted to. So that's perfect that Couture has come out with this new tool. It is great. I still kind of use my old stirry sticks just because they're here, and I only actually have one multi-tool, and because I am using so many different colors, it's just easier for me to grab these little, and these are just little makeup sticks, and they're plastic, so they're perfect for this. So here's the consistency for the chalk paste that you're looking for. It looks like yogurt. And so what I did was I have, these are our old small squeegees, and these are our brand new squeegees. And the difference with these is you notice that you've got a lot more room for your fingers on this one now, so you're not dipping your fingers into your chalk paste, which is great. I still like the old ones, and we still have these, because these are great to cut into little pieces. So that's what I did here, and I have a little tiny piece, which is perfect for this little guy. So it's nice to just have the availability of a couple different options with your squeegees. So that's handy to have. This is simple. This little piece here, I'm just going over in Mocha, and I'm just going over a couple times, getting all that excess back in and making sure that there aren't any lines on my transfer. So you can see it's got a nice smooth coverage on there. So then we'll just pop this off, and no worries if you go off of the transfer onto your board. If you have a little oopsie moment, all you need to do is get a paper towel and water, and you can just clean up any little spots where you may have gone off your transfer, especially for the little smaller transfers. So again, we're just going to cover up this chalk paste, since now we're done with this. Put our lid back on. We are good. And don't worry, sometimes, I don't know if you can see, I call them little chalk boogies. What happens is sometimes around the edge of your jars, even with the new jars, it gets a little dried up around the rim, so you could just kind of take it and clean that off. And so sometimes you get little, like I call them little chalk boogies, and that's not a big deal. Just don't open your jars over your project, or else your little chalk boogies will get into there. That's the only advice I have for you, and I'm notorious for doing that. So this magenta, actually, I can feel it as I'm stirring it, is a little stiff, and it's not quite the yogurt that I'm looking for. So all I do is add a little bit of water, add just a little bit at a time, and stir vigorously. Whew, that was easy for me to say. And then you give that a good stir. And now you're kind of getting that, see how it's dropping now? You're getting that nice yogurt-like consistency. That's what we're looking for. Our chalk paste are guaranteed after you open them for about 6 months. However, I think I've had this magenta since I started last July, and it does need help occasionally when you use it, just adding a little bit of water, and that's not a big deal. I'm not ready to give this jar up. I've still got a lot of projects and a lot of paste in here that I can do. So it's okay if it does seem hard. Sometimes you just add the water and stir it vigorously. So let's just cover this last little piece. I'm talking and talking and talking, and I said that this was going to be a quick project, and it's taking longer than it should. So that is it. You literally put the paste on, squeegee it back off. Oops, I just missed this little section of the S here. Get all your excess back into your jar, and that is it. And I love the being able to mix and match like I did here with my transfers, because I need it. I want it and I remembered that I did that project last night and it had that awesome and in it. And so I thought, perfect, that's what I will do. So how cute is this? This is the last of the set of boards. I hate to say that I did not get this board from Couture, only because I was waiting for our board and base to come back in stock, which I believe it has, or if it hasn't, it's going to be any day now. But I just wanted to test out some different projects on this type of frame, and so I kind of did snag these from Michael's, and they were a 6-pack. So this is my last project on here tonight. And so what I can do to help, this section is already dry, by the way. That dried on its own, no problem, and the end is dry too. You can use a heat tool to speed up the drying process if you'd like, or you can let it dry on its own like this did. And that is it. That is all she wrote. That is nice and dry. So I got some magenta on my finger. And then the other cute thing is with this transfer, there were some leaves in here, so I could always come back in and add a few leaf details. These are layered leaves in here. This, like I said, is our old. So here's like cute little leaves that we have, and they've got the vines for inside that kind of go in there. How cute is that? I think this one goes in here. So these are little layered guys. But yeah, I could easily just throw a couple leaves around here, kind of have them go off the board if I wanted to add some more detail to it. But I kind of like how that came out, and I thought this would be a cute little centerpiece for the table, or to maybe have on your mantle. And it would be a great gift if you're going to family or relatives' houses for Thanksgiving. It's always nice to have a little something to take with you when you go, right? So that would be perfect. So let me show you real quickly how we're going to clean our transfers. So let's put this off to the side for a second. I'm going to put my transfers off to the side. These are my carrier sheets right here. So we'll bring in, this is just my little dollar store bucket. As you can tell, I've used it quite a bit. And then I just have old dish towels that I got from the dollar store as well. No sense spending a ton of money on these little things that you need. You can use paper towel, although your transfers are going to stick to it a little bit more, so it's nicer to have just an old dish towel or, bathroom towel, whatever you have handy, an old rag. So I'm just helping to get the chalk out of the silk screen here, and then I'm going to lay it sticky side up on my towel. And again, I like to save my little stirry sticks. Get all the chalk paste off of those guys. And obviously, the squeegees are reusable over and over. There's no limit for those guys. They will not go anywhere. And all you have to do is put them into water and clean them off as well, because they're like a silicone-y, bendable, pliable material. So you just clean those off, and they are good to use again. And then I'll show you our final step. Let's get that. I think I just left a little too much magenta on that one. Okay. And in our chalk paste, we do use organic. Hi, Angie. We do use organic pigments in our chalk paste, so they are perfectly safe and washable. They do come off with water, as I mentioned. So all that I'm doing is I'm going to grab a paper towel just to clean off our squeegees and our transfers. And then I like to get just the excess water off of the back of the transfer, because the reason that I do that is because then it won't water down my wipe when my disinfectant wipe when I'm going to clean. So if I have a lot of extra water from the pan on there, it just kind of waters down my disinfectant wipe. So that is the final step in cleaning your transfers. And as I've said, we do guarantee how are you, Angie? We do guarantee 8 to 10 uses with our transfers. However, like I said, I have gotten many, many more. The great thing too with the transfers are that you can use them with our chalk paste or our Couture ink. So you can make yourself a cool, decor piece for your home, but then also turn around and use the same transfer and make a shirt using the Couture ink. So that's perfect. And I've actually done that. There's one transfer that I really, really love that is, she believed she could, and so she did. And so I made a shirt. And anytime I go to a vendor event, I always wear that shirt. And then I have a chalkboard that matches it. And it's a great way to show that the versatility of the transfers. So that's pretty cool. So now, once we have our transfers here and we're letting them dry, and as I said, we've already labeled the back of the carrier sheet for these transfers, so we know, I labeled them back, so I know exactly that this is the shiny side, this is the paper side, this is the side that the sticky side needs to go on the shiny side. So we just match it up, like so. Oh, whoa, I was really off on that one. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think that piece, does that piece fit? Wait a minute, let me try that again. I was just way off with that. Actually, I think this piece might not be that for that one, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I probably had a lot of pieces out and just grabbed a back and threw it on there. It works. This one definitely fits on here. So again, just putting it on just like that, and now it's ready to use again on a different project. Just like that. So here's our cute little project from tonight for Thanksgiving. It's our gather here with grateful hearts and give thanks. Like I said, I'll probably look at it for a little while. Maybe I'll go back in and add some cute little leaves to it just to jazz it up. Or you could always put some hot glue gun, some flowers on here, or whatever your heart desires, you can do. So how are you, Angie? Do you have any questions for me? Here's our project from last night on the same board, but this is our Christmas project from last night. And then on the back was the naughty or nice. I thought that was cute. I have to figure out, maybe when I get one of the new Thanksgiving transfers that just came out in our autumn and winter catalog, I might decide to put that on the back. And so that way when I have this on my table for Thanksgiving, no matter what side on the table you're sitting, you'll have a cute little design to look at for Thanksgiving. I thought that would be fun. So there we have it. That was tonight's quick and easy project. And so we showed you how to use the product and also how to clean it and how easy and fun that is. And I think that is it for tonight. So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your evening. And if you have any questions about the products, please comment below and I'd be happy to answer those for you. And have a great night and great weekend. I will talk to you later. Bye.